Cool. Right, let's find out what's leaking inside here first. The pressure hasn't dropped, so let's see. Oh wow. Okay, I think we're gonna need another container first. What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to today's video. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's had a great week. So this video is one that I filmed back in December. So you probably know by now that all my videos, they're sort of past dated, I think that's the right word. So because I do a lot of breakdowns day in, day out, I try and sort of save them. So I do them in clusters at a time. So these videos are from the first week of December. So about a month ago, roughly, just over a month ago. So silly season was in full swing. Obviously, everyone wants everything done before Christmas. So this day was just mad on breakdowns, which I loved because that's what I love doing. Don't like being stuck on one job for ages and ages. I like bouncing from one job to another. I know everyone's different. Everyone's got their own fortes, what they would like to do, but this is me. So hope you enjoy this one. Also, now that I'm getting close to the 10K subscriber mark, I am going to be doing a 10K giveaway for YouTube. I've got a few things in mind. I've got a few sponsors and I've got a few companies who are going to be sending me some stuff that is going to be part of the giveaway. I'm not going to give too much information yet. I'm just waiting for a few more finer details, and then probably on the next video, on the progressive videos that come as they go along, I'll start to sort of reveal what I'm being sent or what's going to be included in part of the giveaway. But I'm going to try and make it a good one. Number one rule of being involved in the giveaway, you must be subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, even if you enter and you're selected, it won't count. So make sure if you want to get involved in the giveaway, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll give more information the closer and closer I get to the 10K, which hopefully shouldn't be too far away. And also, before I forget, as you probably may have seen on my last short, I've now recently got a brand ambassadorship with Unilight as well. So they've currently got the January sale on, and they've already got 25% off all the products. With my code UNCLE, you can get another 10% off any purchases. Even once the sale finishes, that code, if you still use it, it will give you 25% off the retail price on the website as well. So if you're in the market to get some Unilight gear, they don't just do lights, they do a lot of merchandise as well. So they're doing, well, obviously clothing, they do safety glasses, they do work knives, loads of bits and pieces. Obviously, the main thing they do is lights. So if that's what you're after, go and check them out. My favorite one at the moment is the IL925R, which is the pen type flashlight. So it's got the 3 different lights on it. So that's what I use for breakdowns, but they got a whole range of lights. Go and check it out. Remember, use UNCLE, get yourself an extra 10% off the sale price. And once the sale is over, you still get 25% off if you use that code. Fill your boots, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so job for this morning, we're going to be sealing the system. So we've got an old Potterton Suprema here, and up here in this tiny little loft hatch is the F&E tank, zone valves, pump, MagnaClean filter, this, that, the other. So customer wants us to seal the system because they've been having some issues with, I think, heat not getting everywhere. I think they've got some big radiators, and obviously the header tank is just up here. I don't actually know how that works, because if the F&E tank's here, how is any pressure getting to upstairs? Yeah, it doesn't quite make sense how it's been working this time anyway. If anyone can shed some light on it, please feel free. I'm assuming the header tank's up here. This isn't my job. I'm helping Josh out, so I think it's up here, or it makes sense that the header tank would be actually up in the loft. But we'll figure that out in a minute. We're going to be putting in, there's 18 rads here, so putting in a 24-litre expansion vessel. We're going to be putting in a remote filling loop. So the filling loop, we're going to take this boxing off and ideally try and put the filling loop here, bring a cold feed over, cut into one of the primaries here, and then tee off with the filling loop. We've got the filling loop, the Tesla filling loop, which comes with a pressure gauge built in. So we can put that all here. So if they ever need to monitor the pressure or top it up, they don't have to keep going up there. Can do it all from here. That's the plan. We've got loads to get through today. This day is basically a day for me to try and tap all my loose ends, which have been piling up this week, where I've been stuck on that boiler cylinder job. So that got done yesterday, majority of it, and now today is just basically filling in the gaps. So I think after this, I've got another 6 or 7 breakdowns to do. I'll see how many I can get to. I'll see how many I can film, and we'll go from there. So let's get this one done first. Right, just taking this boxing off. We found that there's a PRV on here already. So now we're a little bit confused. Is the system already sealed and they don't know where the filling loop is, or there's no vessel, or I don't know why there would be a PRV on here, because the whole point of an open venting system is that the open vent basically acts as the PRV. Very weird. I don't know. Josh is going to go up and see if there is anything around there that might be sealed, or maybe it's just someone's just put a PRV on it for safe measure. If they have, that's one less thing for us to do. Because yeah, that PRV won't have activated, because I doubt that with gravity that would have gone over 3 bar. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just one. If that is the case, and someone just put a PRV there for good measure, then it's one less thing for us to do. But that is a strange one. Anyone else shed some light? Drop a comment below. Let me know if you've seen this before, or yeah, weird one. Right, today's office is this extremely tight loft space, so I can just about it's not really a proper loft space, it's just like a little in the eaves. So as you can see here, we've got a magnet clean filter, we've got a pump, a zone valves, and I'm very tight up here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so just figuring out what's what. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut into this return here, bring it across here and mount the vessel on this side wall here. We don't know what's going on with that PRV. I think someone just put it in for, I don't know, whatever safe measure. I don't know why it would need it. Couldn't figure out what this was, but I think we figured out that's the gas pipe, because those are flowing returns in that corner there, and then that's got to be the gas. But yeah, I don't know why it's been lagged. So I'm gonna try and sort bits out here. We are gonna bung. There is an F&E tank upstairs, so yeah, it's a little bit of a funny one, this one. Lever valve here on the pump, so hopefully lock that off anyway, so that will stop one part of the flow. And if I lock this magnet clean off, that should then lock off the water here. So we should only have a little bit of water left in here as well. So that should actually then make it a lot more easier when it comes to doing the vessel stuff. Right, cool. We have a plan. It's time to execute. Let's get it done. Right, first hurdle. Big boy vessel. Doesn't fit through the hatch. Oh, this job is brilliant. That's right, we'll just take these 2 bits of batten off. Right, stage 1 is done. What I ended up doing, had a bit of plow on the van, so because we've got these bits here, it would have been awkward to try and get the vessel on the wall here. So it's mounted horizontal, that's not going nowhere. Put a bit of ply across the 2 joists, vessel's been screwed down, and yeah, that's just gone straight into there. Again, press came into very handy here, because obviously we've got loft insulation, etc. So, and I'm pressing now anyway, so it's all good. That's all done. Now I need to sort out the filling loop. So we're going to take the cold feed from behind the washing machine, bring the cold feed up here, up, and then cut into either the flow or the return T there, and then bring a bit of 15 down, and then get the filling loop in. So right, so now I'll put in the loft with Josh. So
I've shut this one off, and there's another valve on there, so
okay,
both of them are off.
Is that the cold feed?
No, that's a cold feed. Sorry,
yeah.
So mains is now capped off.
Yeah.
Vents capped off.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not too sure what this is.
It's another 15 mil.
So it's got an isolation here.
Yeah.
And inside there's a check valve.
Pointing down.
Yeah. In towards here. Yeah.
So what would that? What would that be?
I don't know. Or is it?
It goes, no, it just goes into the eaves.
Yeah.
Can't see what that could be. All right. Well, I mean, I guess
we've got to turn it off.
We've got to turn it off anyway. We can't leave it as an open end. So this isolation valve here,
yeah,
was that the cold feed to the system?
Yeah, and it's got a gate valve on it as well.
Okay, so we want to cap it properly rather than just turning the ISO off.
Yeah, that's fine. So I've turned that one off because the water's only filled up to about here.
Right. Okay.
So I'm just going to leave that one there and then cap that one off properly.
Yeah.
So quickly just cut it and cap it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just intrigued to see
what that is. I don't. I've never seen that before.
That's the vent for the hot water cylinder, isn't it?
Huh?
That one up there.
That one up there is for the cold water storage tank. Yeah.
There's two of these bad boys.
Okay. And there's only one vent.
So that was the old vent that used to go in here.
Yeah.
And then this is another vent.
Okay.
And then that's another vent.
There's only one hot water cylinder here, yeah?
Yeah, a big one.
Okay, cool. I was thinking if there was two, then maybe someone's put that extra vent in over the F&E tank incorrectly, but all right, cool. Let's do it. Okay, we are done. So we put the filling loop here. Just need to cut a little slot into the box and then we can pop that back in, but that's teed into there. We use the Tesla filling loop with a gauge on it as well, so they've got a remote filling loop down here. That's all done up there. We changed the rad upstairs as well, but I didn't bother filming that because you see me change rads. Now I've got to try and get to 6 other breakdowns. Let's see if I can get around to them all today or not. Josh is a proper slave driver. We've been here for a lot longer than we originally envisioned, but it's all right. It's all right. Just means I'm gonna have a late night. Keep on moving, keep on rolling. Silly season, let's keep rolling. Okay, so this next one I've got is a HIU, which apparently is not working properly. So need to get this out, get that case off. Got a programmer there. Need to find out what's going on. Right, got the case off. What's this? It's a bit of a Christmas decoration. So it looks like it's one of those it's like a storage combi, I think. So we've got an unvented cylinder there. So we've got the combi block there. 1, 2, 3 zone valves. I'm guessing, obviously, you've got hot water zone and probably 2 heating zones. I can hear some buzzing. Pressure is okay. It's at 0.5 bar. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so initial inspection. Zone valves are all, well, no, hang on. I'm hearing a buzziness from there. That's not doing anything. That one's no good. And this one, that one seems to be open. All right. What's going on here? Oh, that pump valve. That doesn't look too healthy. Don't know if the pump is seized. That's definitely making buzzing sound, because when I push it up, yeah, that's definitely messed up. That's probably going to need a new synchro motor, but let's see if I can get it to fire up for anything else. Well, I've got the little wiring center open, so I'm just gonna start testing across the different zone valves and see what's going on. I haven't got power going to the pump. There's power on this one. There's no power to that for some reason, and there's power to this one. I just checked it with the voltage pen first, but I'm gonna do my testing properly now with the voltage tester, and then I'll come back and let you know what I found. Okay, so I think I'm getting somewhere. So just tracing a few cables around. So this zone valve, that is coming in through here. So that's this cable here. So right now that's trying to motor over, but it's not doing anything. So if I test the brown on there, we should get to, well, I think I tested, you know, I can't remember now. I've tested everything. So that, yeah, no, yeah, I've got 230 on that. Okay, and that's then coming to this switch live here. So I've got nothing on there because that's not hitting the micro switch. Now the other switch live is this orange cable here. So that is coming from, which one was that one again? That was coming down. That's this one here, which is going to this one. So if I check the brown on there, which is there, let me get one probe into there, and that brown, so we've got 230 on there, but again, that's not motoring over, so it's not sending a switch live. And also I've traced the pump wire, that is this one here. So that's that brown, big brown cable going from there into here, which obviously the pump's not going to come on because we've got no power going down the orange, so the pump can't kick in. And then there's another brown here, which is just going to here. So that's meant to just, I think, just hold that motor open. So what I need to do here is I need to change the synchro motors, these two zone valves, and that should then get the micro switches moving. Well, before I do that, I'm going to take the zone valve heads off. I'm going to manually press the micro switch just to make sure I'm getting the powers here, and then that will prove that, yeah, that's the problem and that's the problem. Hopefully I should just be able to change the synchro motors and that should sort it out. But let me get the heads off and we'll have a look. Right, I've got that zone valve head off. Now if I press that micro switch in there, pump kicks in. See? Now that's doing its thing. I don't know if it picks it up on the camera, but that has caused the pump to kick in and start circulation. Okay, so that proves just need to change the synchro motor on there. I now need to take this one off and see if it's the same issue with that one. Same thing with this one. I need to change that synchro motor because I just pushed that a little bit and that's moved it in. So this one as well, I've just tried to turn it with my hand and the spindle is really stiff. So I'm going to take that circlip out and lubricate that up and service that. It's probably going to need the same thing doing on this one because that was stiff to move. So 2 synchro motors, and I'll probably service both spindles on these 2 valves and get everything back up and running. Right, that's 1, 2, 3 synchro motors all changed over. That valve body is fine, that's moving freely, but that one I can't move by hand, and this one I can't move that one by hand either. So I'm gonna pop the, I'm probably not going to video it now because I'm running massively behind. After this I've still got another 4 jobs to try and get to. Excuse me, but I'll tell you how I do it and then you guys can give it a go yourself, or I'll try and do a video at another time when I've got more time to do it. Basically, see in here you've got a little circlip. I'm trying to bring this light a little bit closer somehow. Okay, so behind these spindles there's a little circlip there. Carefully prise that circlip out. I then spray it with WD-40 and a bit of fan oil, and then tap that in very gently just so that it goes in a little bit. Don't push it in all the way. If you lose that, then you've got to change the whole zone valve. Tap that in so that the oil goes inside and it lubricates it inside. Give it a few turns, then pull it back out. I normally tap it in with that and I use this to basically, see, right now I've got to use that to turn it. So I use that to basically pull it back out again and then pop that circlip back in. Right, they're all done. So that one, I can now move it nice and freely by hand. That one, sorry about the lighting, there. So that one, see, 2 fingers or finger and thumb, that moves nicely. Now I'm going to pop the heads back on and then test it all. Right, I'll pop the covers back on there in a minute because I just want to show the spindles opening. So let's power everything back on. Right, see, that one's moving already. This one, let me unlock it. Right, that one's moving as well. That one's moving. That one's open. Bingo. Pump's running. Don't know if the mic picks everything up, but we are good. So we now have power at this brown. Yes. We have power at that brown. We have power at the switch live. I think that was it, because they're all linked together. And then that one was going to the pump. You can hear the pump doing its thing. We're back in business. 3 zone valves, 3 actuators, 2 spindles serviced. No need to drain down, no need to change any zone valves. A cheaper solution for the customer, quicker for me, and ultimately it proves that we get the same result at the end of it. So that's done. Let's go on to the next one. Right, so heat line, Vizio, which is basically like an old glowworm. They've got no heating or hot water at the moment, so we're gonna get the case off, do some tests, and see what we find. Right, so we're just gonna run a hot tap now, and then okay, hot tap's running. Boiler's not doing anything. Doesn't look like it's recognizing demand. It's not there. Well, it's not got a resettable overheat stat, so it won't be that. It wouldn't be the flame rectification lead off of the condense, because in order for it to be that, it would have to ignite. No, it's physically not doing anything. Right, let's see if it's anything to do with the board. Right, so that selector was on the off position, so let's pop that there. Okay. Now what it's doing. Oh, that thinks it's got low pressure. Is the hot tap still running?
No, it's not now.
Do you mind running it again?
No. And then, like you said, like I looked at it, it said low pressure, but then when I looked at the
there's no.
It looked like it was where it should be.
Yeah. So we've got either a faulty pressure sensor or a faulty pressure gauge. Right, so I can hear the diverter motoring over. Pump's not going to do anything at the moment, because it still thinks that there's low pressure in there. So it's either going to be a faulty pressure gauge or a faulty pressure sensor. That's fine. Right, let's try topping up the pressure and see if that needle moves. Right, that filling loop is spraying out. Is that doing anything? Oh, it's spraying out. Filling loop's fully open. But we've got nothing in there. Let's turn that off again. Still showing the bar, but when I top up the pressure, it's not doing anything. Oh, here we go. Right. Okay. Right, it's lit up. That's not moving, so I think it's a faulty pressure gauge, because we've been topping up the pressure and that needle hasn't moved whatsoever. But now the boiler's recognized that there's some pressure in the system and it's fired up. Okay. Yep, that's doing its thing. Is that tap still running?
It's still running.
Yeah, that's fine. Just let me know once it starts to get hot water through it. Yeah? Cool. Right, so I haven't got a pressure gauge for this on me, and I don't even know if I would risk changing that pressure gauge on the boiler, only because the connection for it is probably gonna be, actually that one might not be so bad. It's on a nut. So I may well, that's coming around there, yeah. So I'll have to come back with a new pressure gauge, or maybe, well, I've got to change the filling loop anyway, so I might just buy one of those filling loops with the pressure gauge built onto it and fit that onto there. So then we don't need to worry about this one. And that's probably going to be the best solution. Right, next one. Flat 28, 7th floor. Glad the lift's working. Hi! So this is a Vaillant Ecotech Pro 28. I was here, I think a few years ago. There was a loud vibrating noise coming from the boiler, but it ended up being a faulty tap cartridge. They got the tap changed and that problem's gone, but now apparently they've got no heat and hot water. There's a newborn in the house, so let's go and have a look, see what the problem is. Right, here we are. So first things first, boiler's leaking as well, and they haven't got any heating. Have you got hot water or neither?
No, I've got hot water.
You got hot water but no heating. Okay, cool. Right, let's find out what's leaking inside here first. The pressure hasn't dropped, so let's see. Oh wow. Okay, I think we're gonna need another container first. Okay, so they're saying the hot water works, so I've just run the hot tap and that's fine. The boiler does recognize the demand for heating, but this leak is actually coming from the diverter valve. See, it's just dripping there. And I reckon the reason why they're not getting heating is because obviously that diverter isn't motoring back and forth. I can hear the motor, but yeah, it's just not doing anything. And that's why when it tries to fire up for heating, it's not able to get the heat around the heating system. And that's why they're not getting, so look, it's going to fire up now. And that temperature will probably just climb up. Yeah, see? It's jumping up by 2 degrees at a time. So it's just not able to circulate around the system. So even if I check the heating flow pipe, no, nothing in there. Cool, right, so need to change the diverter valve and that will sort the heating problem out. Right, van stock, always keep a diverter valve on the van because they are so common. Right, it's all been drained out, expansion vessel has been recharged. Now this one is slightly different to the others because this one doesn't have the nut connection on here. You've got to undo it from underneath here, that retaining nut there, and that will then allow you to pull that pipe out of there and then undo the rest of it. So let's take the diverter connection out of there, and then yeah, I'm just going to start undoing it now. State of that old one. Don't think I've ever come across one that bad before. And also because that wasn't motoring, when I put it into P6 it didn't actually let me drain out the whole boiler, so that's why I had the wet vac here, because as soon as I took it out, the rest of the water that was in here just gushed out. So luckily I had the wet vac here, otherwise yeah, it just started going everywhere. But all the water's out now. Now just got to prep the new one and get it in. Right, boiler's fired up for heating. This one final check. No leaks anywhere there. 39 degrees on the display. Most importantly, we have heat going down the flow pipe. Job done. Diverter valve in 20 minutes.